This basketball ring you may find in Kmart. It's a dumb design, I don't like it. This is not how you assemble it out of the factory. This is how you assemble it when it's off the side of the road. How to take a basketball hoop apart and then put it back together. Welcome back to Too Legit to Flip. We are banner flipping from Facebook Marketplace, finding stuff that's going into the landfill, and we're restoring it, rust busting it, repainting it, re-putting it together, and adding awesome pieces like brand new basketball hoops and nets, and then reselling it to the public so that people can ball. The guy comes out, he goes, "How are you going to fit all of that in this car?" And I was like, "There's room for another one." It only took like 20 minutes. This whole system has been picked up from someone else. Now the reason they were getting rid of it is because it had a broken rim. This is what happens to really light basketball rings. What we noticed is the ones that are really light tend to break at this crack. This feels as light as the red one from Dunk Master, the hoop, the Dunk Master. So we're gonna weigh it. 1.6 kilos. This one was 1.6 kilos. I'm guessing this is the same. 1.1 kilos. So this one is off $500 to $600 system. This one is off an $80 system. Let's see if it's like just as round. I'd say that's pretty close. I actually just took it all apart. I rust busted it. Drilled off the rust. Make it look a little bit nicer. Repainted it, gave it a respray of matte black. Well, I'm putting up the cheap Kmart basketball hoop. These 4 bolts, those 2 and the 2 underneath, are holding the ring on. If you were to take those 4 bolts off, the basketball hoop will fall off. Adding the Dunk Master rim to the cheap Kmart basketball hoop. This particular basketball ring did not come with this basketball system. This is a much better basketball ring. The other 2 bolts that you don't need to take off is these 2. This one and this one. They're holding the bracket, this is the bracket, to the backboard. This bracket will hold the hoop and it will also hold the pole. It's got 3 poles. 1 pole will attach here. This is pole number 1. It's easy to tell which pipe is which pipe. Pipe number 1 will have a fitting at the top to fit into the basketball hoop. Pole number 1 you can identify by these 2 holes at the top. These bolts will go through and this will hold the basketball backboard with these bolts. Shiny side, non-shiny side. Put the shiny side on first. You can usually tell which way the bolt goes by the better looking side. It's the bit that's been attached. It comes with 2 longer bolts. Go in there, attach this frame to the pole. This is the part that you're going to attach to the basketball hoop. This one goes into the bracket and it'll be the only pole out of the 3 poles that has those 2 holes at the top. With these going the slide pole onto there. You can do this with 1 person. You just look like this. As for which way this pole goes, one side will be smooth and the other side will have holes. Holes go at the back, so that's the basketball hoop. Turn this around. And I did it wrong. This is how I learned how to do so many things. I make all the mistakes and I do things multiple times way more than necessary. Got 2 bolts here that attach this to the backboard. So it's an important piece, don't lose it. And then you got 4, 2 here and 2 on the other side that go through the backboard, through this frame, at the other side, and into the basketball ring. The hole in the middle will only have 1 fitting, this bit here. Attach the middle one via this screw thing. So this bit will adjust into the first pole. This bit will attach and screw in to one of the holes in this beam here. So make sure this is firmly into one of these holes. Don't just clamp this to here because it's going to slide and hurt someone. It's a little bit fiddly because this is the adjustment for if you want it to be like 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. twisty thing goes at the back. Pole number 1 has the bolts at the top. Now, we have pole number 3. Pole number 3 attaches to the base. In here, so this is where you'll attach pole number 3 to pole number 2. And there'll be no holes on the back. There'll be 2 holes in this midway part. And then you attach this one to this thing. But first, you're supposed to attach this. Okay, this is the tricky part of the system. Black poles will connect to the bottom of the third pole with bigger bolts and this plastic stand. This plastic stand is a little bit broken, but it still works. Be mindful of that. You could take these off, but honestly that would make the job a whole lot easier, but I can't find the tool to take that big, massive walking bolt off. This particular design has 4 of these support braces. Make sure that is filled with water or sand. Otherwise this thing will collapse. So your red poles will connect to this black pole. Attaches to the red support braces. This is the big bolts. It will connect to the top of the basketball base. These red pieces, and the other end is different. 2 sides that are sticking up sideways go on each side of that pole. It's flat there, you go up, and it's sideways, which will go to the base. The 2 sides that are just flat go there and there. And they connect underneath the bottom of the base. These 2 black support poles will attach underneath the base to the red support poles. These are the bolts. You only got 2 of them that'll go on the base. This will hold the red pole, the black pole and the base all together. Finally got it in and then realised it was the wrong way around. The stupid screw was the wrong way around. You can't have it sticking up like that. So I had to turn it around. And then when I turned it around the right way, it wouldn't line up. Everything I just did needs to be undone. Because apparently those red things also go through the same thing as the black things. And then they all attach. 1 bolt is connecting the red, the base, and the black. Got myself into big trouble. This would be a lot easier if you had a second person. I did it by myself, it took me ages. It's a dumb design, I don't like it. Nobody cares what I think. So I have to just get on with it. I have an idea now. So it's upside down. I put this through, put the bolt through, and I put like a cloth underneath to make sure it doesn't fall out. Now I'll adjust the other side, and then we'll see if we can do it like that. Done. This bolt goes through, underneath, bolts up there. I did it. If you're going to buy one of these secondhand off someone, you're never getting their water out of here, ever. It just lives there now. I'm trying to do something, but honestly, I don't really know what it is, so I might stop and have a think. After all that hard work, after all that effort, I have a feeling if I don't call for help, I'm going to crack it. It's going to have a big snap, crackle and pop, and it's not going to be worth it. So if you are doing this by yourself, you're going to have to call for help. But this part, this is not how you assemble it, like out of the factory. This is how you assemble it when it's off the side of the road. Allen key type of attachment. It's got a washer, a nut. So I'm going to put these into the base for safekeeping, so the person that buys this knows that this is where they go. You want to get new bolts for any of your basketball systems, and you don't really know what kind of bolts or what to do. Just remove the bolts that you want to change, and just take them to the hardware store and say, I want new ones of these. So there's your base. It's free. Support poles, the other support poles, and pole number 3. Pole number 1, these bits attached to the bracket at the top of the basketball hoop. Pole number 2, this bit attaches to any of the poles in pole number 1. Pole number 3, This bit attaches to any of the poles in pole number 2, and this piece here attaches to the red support braces, which will go to the base, and these 2 black support poles will attach underneath the base to the red support poles. So this is what I like to do for a living. This system here is probably a $90 system, brand new, but it's got a $600 Systems basketball hoop, and I refurbed it. So this has been de-rusted. I used the rust buster, and then I used a nylon brush on the Ryobi drill and drilled it off, and we rust busted it, which means the rust has been converted. And I put on a brand new net, and I cleaned this thing real good. I'm a professional cleaner. I pressure sprayed this. This was filled with bugs. There's a cockroach. Oh, and I painted the two red braces red. They were black before, but the primer didn't take. I don't know why the primer didn't take, and the paint will not dry. So when I put the red on there, it didn't take very well to it. So it's not like the best spray painting job, but what I do like about it is it separates the other 2 support braces. So you can be like, oh, these 2 are the red ones, these go here, rather than being confused all day long. Put some cloth tape on the bottom of the bottom bracket, the bit that was broken. I mean, it's not a bad idea. This system's getting one of the best rims it's ever had. Perfect circumference rim, 1.6 kilos. If this was me, I'd just go and get new bolts, especially for the bottom bit and for the rim. I was going to do that, a full restoration, but then the price was going to go up so much. You might as well have just gone and bought a brand new one of these. So I'm selling this for $65, which is still a big saving for the family. If this person who's coming to pick this up just ended up picking it up off the person I got it from, I would have had one heck of a time getting it down, getting it apart. It was very frustrating getting this back together, and there was no instructions or anything, so I just took this thing apart and couldn't remember where the bolts went. I've put all the bolts in all the right spots, so all she has to do is unwrap it and then follow the bolts. This is a lot easier. This is a lot easier to put together now. If you would like a basketball system, rather than $90, you're paying $65, and you're getting a better rim. If I did go and get the bolts, I'd have to charge a lot more because, you know, for my time and energy, and then going to get the bolts and then rebolting and all that. Some kid or whoever is going to enjoy the system can enjoy it rather than this going into a landfill, which is where it probably would have gone. Most stuff ends up at the dump. Come check it out. You don't have to buy. Read the adverts, because I'm very honest in the ad. And like, you know, I'm just a second-hand refurbisher, so there's no warranty, guarantee, or nothing. So, you know, it is what it is. If there's anything you want to know about like how to take them down, how to put them back up, or what to do, I'll leave a message in the comment and I'll attempt to do it. Unbelievable what people will buy. It's amazing what you can sell on Facebook Marketplace and what you can pick up. I'm having like a ton of fun doing this.